Good morning, students. In the last class of this topic, that is the kingdom Animalia, we have learned that how the kingdom Animalia further classified into different phyla. There are several reasons behind this. What are those several reasons? A lot of discussion took place in the last class regarding that, like there are some basis of classification further the kingdom Animalia. What are these basis of classification? Number one, we have taken, just I summarizing the last class, we have taken in consideration the grades of organization. In that part, we have seen that there are some organisms, some animals, maybe at the cellular level of organization. There are some animals which are at the tissue level of organization. There are some animals which are at organ level of organization. And ultimately, we have seen that a well differentiated body organization with organ system level of organization. The first criteria regarding the further classification of kingdom Animalia, that is the body organization. That is the cellular or the tissue or the organ system. Secondly, we have seen that there are presence of body cavity in many organisms, and there may be absent and there may be present. That is not a true body cavity. That body cavity is known as here xylem, in which it is the space which filled up by fluid, and it is present between the body wall and the gut, in which in that space there are presence of the several organ or the systems. Depending upon that, we have seen that there are three categories: acoelomate, pseudocoelomate, coelomates. And now after that, we have seen that has further classified the entire kingdom Animalia into the two broader categories, and that is the presence of notochord. A dorsal, on the dorsal side of the embryo, there are presence of a rod, long rod like structure, and depending upon that, maybe the animals are non-chordata and the chordata. And among the chordata, again, if that notochord in the adult stage, at the adult stage, if replaced by vertebral column, that is known as vertebrata. And if there are presence of the notochord, but that not persist as long as the life, that means it is maybe persist only at the embryonic stage, that is the protochordata. And where there is a replacement of the notochord by the vertebral column, that is the vertebrata. Under this type of criteria, under such criteria, we have seen that the kingdom Animalia further classified into the different phyla, and again phylum also classified into the different classes. May you see here the vertebrata again classified into 5 different classes. Now today we should study about the different phyla under the kingdom Animalia. One by one we may see what are the different phyla and their important characteristic features. Here are a list of the different phyla which are included in under the kingdom Animalia. Here are Phylum Porifera, Phylum Coelenterata, or it is also known as Cnidaria, Phylum Platyhelminthes, Phylum Nematoda, it is also known as Aschelminthes, and the fifth number phylum is the Phylum Annelida, sixth Phylum Arthropoda, seventh number phylum Mollusca, and the number 8 is the Phylum Echinodermata, and the number 9 Phylum Chordata. It is again divisible into two parts: Protochordata, where there is no replacement of the notochord into the vertebral column, just you have seen in the chart. In the chart I didn't give any example for phylum. You may put the example there after understanding all these things. And here the upper chordata, that is the vertebrata. So here we have enlisted the different phyla which are included under the kingdom Animalia. Now one by one we should study and know about the characteristic features of the different phyla. Here is the characteristic features of Phylum Porifera. Here it is the derived from the Latin, which means pore, and fere, which means to bear. That means such type of group of animals which possess pores on their entire body surfaces. Here poriferans have pores or holes over their body and are commonly called pore bearers or sponges. The term coined by Robert Grant in 1836. This is the introduction of this Porifera phylum, and now there are some special features, like number 1, sponges are multicellular animals with cellular level of body organization. The different criteria which you have learned that will be utilized here, and may you see that how all those which were discussed in our earlier classes now practically utilized. Most of these are marine with asymmetrical or radially symmetrical body. All these terminology have been already discussed, you may know, and they are non-motile. This is the unique characteristic features of this phylum, that is it has no ability for the locomotion. They cannot move from one place to another. It is just like the higher plants that will be fixed at a particular place, are found attached to the some solid surface. Body is perforated by numerous pores called ostia. This is the unique features. Now again, that the entire body is perforated with pores, that is the ostia. And the another thing is important here, that it led to a canal system through which water circulation in the body found. And what is the function of this water circulation? The whatever may be the functions of the circulatory system in the body of the other higher category of the organism, that functions is performed here by the water circulatory system, water circulation in, that is these are the some few characteristic features. Now look some more characteristic features and the examples of the poriferians. Here are few more characteristic features with examples, like these animals are covered with a hard outside layer or a skeleton that is made up of calcium carbonate or silica. They are hermaphrodites. Hermaphrodites means such individual which produces both, such individual hermaphrodite, such individual which produces both sperm, that is the male gamete, male germ cell or the male gamete, and ova, that is the female germ cell. As they producing male and female germ cell, that's why they can reproduce sexually, and they can reproduce asexually also. It has also the power of regeneration. So these are the some characteristic features of Porifera. Now we will go to the other phylum. Second phylum, Coelenterata. It is also known as Cnidaria. It is derived from the Greek word koilos, which means hollow, and the enteron, which means gut. Gut is the alimentary tube or the alimentary canal. And it was coined by first Lecoq in 1847. They are aquatic, and a few are freshwater also. In the case of the Poriferian also, they are mostly marine, but a few are freshwater like the Spongilla. Here are also some freshwater species present. A central, here the important thing is, that is the presence of a central coelenteron, meaning hollow gut, खोखला गट. जिस तरह से एलिमेंट्री कैनल होता है कि भाई माउथ से स्टार्ट होकर के एनस पे समाप्त होता है और उसके अंदर बहुत सारे पार्ट्स यानी कि ऑर्गन होते हैं, तब वो सिस्टम का फॉर्मेशन होता है, वैसा नहीं है. इसलिए ए सेंट्रल coelenteron meaning hollow gut is present, which opens to the outside through mouth. That means only a single opening is present. It is also for ingestion and it is also for egestion. माने लेने का भी काम और निकालने का भी बाहर काम ये माउथ ही से, माउथ द्वारा होगा. They are multicellular with tissue level of organization. There is a cavity in the body. They are diploblastic. Mouth is surrounded by tentacles which are loaded with defensive stinging cells which are known as cnidocysts. This is also a special features in this phylum. Now look about the other features which are very interesting and with some examples. Here are some other features of the phylum Coelenterata. Like it exhibit two different life stages. It is the unique features of this phylum. The polymorphism, the two stages in the life cycle, the polyps and medusae. What will happen in these two stages? When it is on the polyps stage, it reproduces asexually by the method budding or fission. I have given here an example of Hydra. Here is the tentacles and here is the bud formation. Understand? From the parent body there is an outgrowth development that is known as bud, and after the division of the cell or the nucleus, the parent nucleus will move here and it will detach from the parent body, and after detachment it will act as a new individual. So this is the very important and interesting stage in their life cycle, that is the polyps, which can reproduce asexually. After asexually reproduction, it give rise to the medusae, and when after fission or the budding, by the process of budding, they can asexually reproduce and they give rise to medusae, and when medusae develop, it can reproduce sexually by formation of the gametes, two different types of gametes. And here are some examples: Hydra, jellyfish, sea anemones. So this This is the second phylum, Coelenterata. Here is the another phylum like Platyhelminthes or Platyhelminthes. It is why called, as it is derived from the Greek word platis, that means flat, and helminths, that means worm. Now the two more phylum, this phylum including the Nematoda and the Annelida, all these three consisting and comprising the worm, a variety of worm you will see here, and it is the first. It includes animals, sorry, here written twice, animals with dorsoventrally flattened body. That means dorsal पीछे के साइड, वेंट्रल आगे के साइड, दोनों तरफ से चिपटा फ्लैट टाइप का होता है स्ट्रक्चर. It includes animals with dorsoventrally flattened body and thus are commonly known as flatworms. इसलिए इसको flatworm कहा गया. दोनों साइड से, डॉर्सली साइड से भी, बैकवर्ड साइड से भी और फ्रंट साइड से भी, दोनों साइड से ये रिबन और लीफ तरह का स्ट्रक्चर रहता है. ये नंबर वन, देयर बॉडी इज हियर इज ऑल्सो कॉइन्ड बाय कार्ल जेगेनबॉर in 1859. The Jagenbauer has coined this term Platyhelminthes, and the phylum characterized by the following. Number one, their body is dorsoventrally flattened, as it already given in the introduction also, flattened, giving a leaf or ribbon-like appearance. They exhibit bilaterally symmetrical body. They are triploblastic, as you well know. The triploblastic means they possess all the three embryonic layers, germinal layers, like the, what are these three layers? It is the mesoderm, ectoderm, endoderm. Now, the next point, they are acoelomate, as there is absence of body cavity. The body is soft and unsegmented. They are mostly parasitic with few free living. They are mostly parasitic, that means they can live on the another living body of the another living organism. किसी दूसरे living organism से अगर कोई organism अपना food लेता है, अपने न्यूट्रिशन की आवश्यकताओं को पूरा करता है, तो उसे पैरासाइट कहते हैं. जिससे वो लेता है वो लिविंग होना चाहिए, तो पैरासाइट्स होगा. उसके बाद देखिए नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, दे आर ऑल आर hermaphrodite. In the earlier phyla also you have seen hermaphrodite means they produce both male and female germ cell, both male and female gamete. That means they are bisexual. They have a digestive tract with a mouth cavity but no anus. A special cells called phlegm cells are present for excretion. Here is a new term came, that is the phlegm cells. What is excretion? First know about the excretion. When there is an expulsion of metabolic waste from the body takes place, that is the excretion. For the process of excretion in the organ system level or in the other organisms, there are presence of some special organ and system also. Like in case of ourselves, we have the kidneys for this purpose, and we have also a particular system for this purpose, that is the excretory system. Here the cells, some special cells present for the excretion purpose, that is the phlegm cells. Now it is the parasites possess adhesive structures, पकड़ने के लिए सकर्स और हुक्स उसमें होते हैं, और ये एग्जाम्पल्स हुआ आपका टेप वर्म, प्लेनारिया, लीवर फ्लूइड. in this way we have finished this Platyhelminthes. What the points I have mentioned, it is not necessary that I have accommodated all the points. No, it is a very vast. You may refer your own textbook, and may you refer any consultant book, other reference book, then may you get another points also. And as it is dependent upon you, which point you would like to accommodate in your answer, which you would like to give in your answer, which you make for your characterization point. That's why it is, once again, I am telling you that all these points are not sufficient enough. They may possess other characteristic features also. They may possess other points also. You may add also the other points if you will, if you have will have to refer any other reference book for the purpose. Now come to the other phylum. Here is the characteristic features of the phylum Nematoda. Before this, we have seen the flatworm, that is the Platyhelminthes, and this one Nematoda, that is the thread form, that it is also known as the threadworm and roundworms. This phylum, and after this another one more phylum, that is the Annelida. All are these three phylum are the phylum in which the worms are accommodated. As their body structure, their different characteristic features are not similar, that's why they have been distributed into the three different phyla. Now come to know about the special features. Phylum Nematoda, it is taken from the Greek word nema, that means thread, and eidos, that means the form, that means the thread form. The animals of phylum Nematoda are commonly called roundworms or threadworms. The name was proposed by Nathan Cobb in 1910. It has the following characteristic features. Number one, they are bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic, and the body is unsegmented pseudocoelomates with organ level of body organization. That means although it is pseudocoelomates, but there are organs level of organization present, and it is the first animal that have a complete alimentary canal, straight alimentary canal, which has started from the mouth and ends up at the anus is present. Nematodes are the first animals to have a complete and straight alimentary canal with mouth as well as anus. The males and females are separate. These are not hermaphrodites like that of the other previously which we have studied. The males and the females are separate, unisexual, females often longer than that of the males. They can live free or parasitic. That means if they parasite, they causes diseases to the host, and that is why they are the pathogenic in nature. Parasitic nematodes are pathogenic in nature. Ascaris roundworm, Ucheraria the filarial worm, and Ancyclostoma the hookworms are the best example of this phylum Nematoda. Okay, now one more phylum today, and their characters features we will study, and that is the Annelida. For today's class, it is the last phylum, that is the Annelida. From the Latin word, it is derived, that means annulus, little ring, eidos form. The annelids are commonly called ringworms or segmented worms because their body surface is distinctly marked into ring-like segment. You can see here, this is the segmented body. Just it is the example of Nereis I have given here for you, segmented. The phylum was created by Lamarck in 1809. The phylum characterized by the following features, like number 1, they are both free living and parasitic and are found in a variety of habitats, that is freshwater, marine water as well as land. The body is soft, elongated and cylindrical, bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic. Organ system level of organization. True body cavity, xylem is present, digestive system, closed vascular system, and for excretion, excretory organ nephridia is present. So here the first time, just after discussion of the 4 others, before this we have discussed, but after that we have seen in this that there is a body organization is organ system level, and that is why here there are the system like the digestive system, and the second one is the closed vascular system, and for excretion there are excretory organs are present, that is known as nephridia. Now here one point, digestive system, it's okay that the alimentary canal, you will know that there are so many times it has been mentioned. Now this is the closed vascular system and the open vascular system. Try to understand it. What is vascular system? The system through which there is a transportation of materials takes place within the body, like the oxygen, like the nutrient, like the hormones, etc., etc. The waste materials also that can move from one place to another. That is known as the transportation system or the vascular system. There are 2 different types of vascular system depending upon the structure of the heart and the blood which circulates within the vessels or which cannot circulate within the vessel. If the heart is poorly developed and the blood will not circulate within a confined vessels, that is the open circulatory system. The blood will directly bath the body cavity, understand, and it is not confined within a vessel. It is an open circulatory system. Whereas in the closed circulatory system, the heart is well developed, the blood will circulate within the confined vessels like the artery, veins, capillaries, and that is known as here is the closed vascular, that is means advanced. And for excretion there are presence of the nephridia. They can reproduce sexually. And one more point here is important to discuss, that they may unisexual or can also they like earthworm, hermaphrodite, then that means male and female both are present in a single individual. Some more examples, just you have seen here the examples of Nereis. May you look here for others examples like Nereis sandworm, Ferritima earthworm, Hirudinaria leech, and Tubifex bloodworm. So these are the some examples. In this way we have completed I think we have already completed 5 phylum under the kingdom Animalia, and in the next class we will characterize others phylum which are included in our syllabus.